Welcome back to the Collector's channel where I give you my LEGO investing opinion. This is for entertainment value only, it's not financial advice. Today we take a look at investing in LEGO versus investing in crypto, and in this case, specifically Bitcoin. Now most of you know the first transaction that first gave Bitcoin monetary value was in October of 2009, so we do not have that much history. But let's first start with looking at some of the annual LEGO returns based on LEGO themes. Let's also look at what themes most people are investing in. As you can see, the themes that dominate annual returns are themes that have a higher percentage of retired sets. For example, Stranger Things is the number one, and all of the Stranger Things sets are already retired. For the most owned themes, Star Wars comes in at number one, followed by CMFs and the City theme. The collectible minifigures is not a surprise to me, but I'm guessing the City theme is on the most owned list, more so because of people buying it for their LEGO cities and not for investment purposes. I'm not surprised that Icons is number 4 and Brickheads falls in at number 5. Both very popular for investors. Now let's look at LEGO investing for the last 15 years because that's about the number of years that Bitcoin has been around for. Here we see architecture takes the number 1 spot, followed by Spider-Man at number 2, Batman number 3, and Indiana Jones at number 4. Once again, the most invested in theme, Star Wars, is not in the top 10 for investing and lands down at unlucky number 13, just above the castle theme. Now that we have some basic data for the last 15 years, let's look at some of the averages. When you're just looking at the top 20 themes, you get an average of 8.3735%. If you were to buy all of the sets from all of the top 20 themes and average them all together. This is a phenomenal investment percentage when you take into account that you literally bought every single set from these themes, meaning you bought some absolutely terrible sets for investment purposes. Most investors will cherry pick the top half of most of these themes based on what has historically done well for investing. So in my opinion, when you do that, you get an annual average of somewhere in that 10 to 12% range. For those of you that think you have mastered LEGO investing, you should expect somewhere well north of that 10 to 12% range. But for the uneducated investor, we can say that 10 to 12% number is where the average would be. Now, of course, a trained LEGO investor does not purchase investment LEGO sets on day one, so they are not holding most of these sets for the first 18 to 24 months when a set comes out. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin. The use of Bitcoin began in 2009, so we really do not have that much historical data compared to other investments. Bitcoin was originally worth next to nothing, actually less than a penny per Bitcoin, so we'll really be concentrating on the last 10 years. So if you break that down, your average annual growth over the last 10 years was 63.6% per year, which actually gave you a total return of 13,606.3%. And if you just looked at the last 5 years, you have an average annualized return of 45.8% with a total return of 559.8% in total. As Bitcoin is around longer and longer, the average yearly and total return will go down, but as of now, over the last 5 years, it is a solid 45%. So at this point in history, we are looking at an approximate 45% yearly return for Bitcoin. Now, if you were to end this conversation there, we would have Bitcoin at 45% and LEGO somewhere in that 10 to 12% range. But that is if you were to invest in all 20 of the top LEGO themes and buy every single set from those themes. But let's dig a little deeper with LEGO to see what I would call educated and focused LEGO investing. For focused LEGO investors, they tend to concentrate on 1 to 3 themes and pick 1 to 5 sets per year from those themes to invest in. At least that's what I do. So for myself and other investors, they really narrow down what they think will bring in the most money. I'm primarily focused on investing in Star Wars sets, and I also try to pick a few other sets to invest in every year. For example, some of my past investments which I am currently selling is the Bad Batch Shuttle, the original 501st Battle Pack, the 7.5269 Dulan Mustafar, and the Armored Assault Tank. My average yearly profit on those sets, based on what they have sold for and taking out seller fees, is a little over 30% on an annual basis. I'm also currently selling the 42121 Heavy Duty Excavator and the 76394 Harry Potter Fawkes Dumbledore's Phoenix. Those sets are about an annual profit range of about 35% when averaging them together based on what I bought them for and when I bought them. So my average for what I'm selling this current year is somewhere around 33% on an annual basis. In terms of challenges when you compare Lego and Bitcoin, with Lego, you need to basically set up a business to sell it properly. Yes, you can sell it locally, but most people are on eBay or Amazon, which requires you to act like your own online store/business. You also need to keep accurate records of your cost of goods, shipping supplies, and other costs to run your Lego business. This isn't legal advice, but please make sure you are doing everything by the books. Pay your taxes and fill out your taxes properly when investing and selling Lego. So basically, time is a very big concern and difference when you compare investing in Lego versus Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. The main concern that I see with Bitcoin is, what will the government do to investors? So far, government has largely taken a hands-off approach, although they do want to see what you have bought/owned during tax season. Not sure what they plan to do with that information, so what does everyone think the US government or other governments around the world will do with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency investors? We could see some huge tax implications in the future. So in this little exercise, where I looked at Bitcoin versus Lego, I'm seeing Bitcoin going forward with a potential of hitting 45% per year, while my personal Lego annual return is around 35%, and baseline overall Lego investing returns are generally in that 10 to 12% range if you are investing in nearly all of the top 20 theme sets. So to all of the crypto investors, I'm seeing a very clear result. So the big winner here is Bitcoin, but not as much as I would have thought for my personal Lego investment numbers. Also, we need to take into account that the longer Bitcoin is around, the returns will most likely go down over time. It wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin went down from 45% per year over the last 5 years to 35% per year over the next 5 years. So I want to hear from you. Are there any Lego investors that have honestly calculated their Lego investment numbers on a year-to-year basis as they sell their Lego sets? What are your numbers? Let's hear for some of the crypto investors. What are your numbers, and have you invested in anything more than just Bitcoin? So I can safely say both Bitcoin and Lego investments show great promise in the future. Lego requires a lot more guesswork and research, not to mention time for the selling process. In my opinion, it's definitely worth the time and enjoyment as a second or primary form of income. As for Bitcoin, I haven't seen any investment making what Bitcoin has made over the last 10 plus years. So if you know how to safeguard your Bitcoin investment, you are in a very strong position going forward. Well, that's what I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and it gave you something to think about. There are many more videos on the way. Thanks for watching and keep building your crypto and Lego empires.